The travails of my sister-in-law continue. Excuse me. She has reached a point now where she is barely conscious. Barely, well, she isn't really. She can't talk coherently. Her breathing is difficult. She's heavily sedated almost all the time. Which is good because she is sleeping much of the time. But when she isn't sleeping, she is in great pain, which is deeply distressing. I find suffering is very difficult to bear. That is, other people's suffering. And I've probably said this before, it's the being helpless, the inability to do anything to relieve that suffering that is difficult. So it isn't much of a quality of life for her, but when she is drugged and not feeling this pain, that is so much better. For me, and it must be for her. I do wonder about the quality of her life. But if she can be kept from experiencing that pain, that's got to be good. Why would it be otherwise? Well, I suppose she isn't really aware that where she is, that her sister's with her. She was apparently saying to my wife yesterday that she wanted to go home. But I'm afraid it's got to a point where that isn't an option. She can't get up. We can't move her in bed, and she has to be moved. She's been catheterized. She can't get up to go to the lavatory. She's on the intravenous drip, and she has medication put in automatically. Again, intravenously, plus the pills she's having. So, yes, she would want to go home. It would, in an ideal world, you'd say yes, it would be great, but she's in a state where she couldn't go home, and to be honest, her family, they're absolutely fucking useless. They couldn't do anything to look after her. They when they actually deigned to come and visit her. Sorry, this comes back to suffering again. When they come to visit her, what the fuck do they do? Nothing, really. They're incapable of seeing and doing anything about her. Little things that would make her life easier. It's just, they just don't give a shit about anything, really. Well, this is the conclusion I'm forced to draw. They don't turn up at the time they say they're going to visit. They don't all turn up. And they just talk amongst themselves and then bugger off, as far as I can see. If she were at home, if you were able to be at home, I don't think there's anyone there who would be willing or capable of looking after her. So this would be another job for my wife. I'm sorry, this all sounds very judgmental of me, and also I hope she isn't aware of how they are being, because that would surely add to her suffering. I don't know. It sounds callous, but it would be. It would be good if she could let go. But I guess holding on for her is more important than an end to the suffering. Although, as I've mentioned in another video, at the weekend before last, I think it was, she said that she wished she could kill herself. So on one level she knows she's had enough. But this is, I don't know, this is something that I think I've seen in all the time I've known her. This inability to let go. She has to be in control. Everything has to be on her terms. But for now, I just hope for her sake that the drugs are able to keep her pain managed. They didn't seem to be doing very well today or yesterday. And so when I left this evening, she hadn't really settled down. But I wish her peace. And I've been trying to communicate that to her. But I don't know that I really can, and B, I don't think she's receptive. But I try. So Janet, I wish you peace and calm.